Huh?
Nasty what you're going to put your nails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nails are bad. Yeah. Oh, okay. Good. Bend the nail back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright guys, we're gonna move on. So, Michael, you take your spot. Thank you, Tom. You do a great job in marking. Appreciate it. We're gonna go guard facing this way. You guys make the other side. So, I've broken my opponent down. I've gotten this overhook. I go in for the lapel, quasi block. Okay. Now, from here, the basic, like I said, the best immediate option is going to be this choke. It's like the most immediately available thing. It's also going to generate the most obvious basic response, which is, if I try to grab his lapel here and he does not want me, yes, he's going to try to block me from doing that. It's going to lead us into two paths. I would reckon that it's mostly personal preference, but I think for some of us it's going to be more physiological as to which path we go. The first path, which we will call the Jimmy path, is going to be, I'm going to use this opportunity as his hand comes up to pin his elbow to the inside and go around and get to this diamond. From here, I'm going to let go of my overhook and start working to my triangle finish, which we'll go into in a second. The second path, which we will call the likely not Jimmy approach. So we go back, let me get your arm out of there. I have this lapel. I'm just going to hold super loose because of my fingers. I go in, he starts trying to block with his hand. So instead of going around, I'm going to go to the inside. I'm going to post on his elbow and shave my knee in between. This will probably be more like something you would do, John, because like smaller, shorter legs. So it's kind of like if you have shorter legs, it makes sense to go in between. Mike, this would probably be more your bag. If you have longer legs, it makes more sense to go around, right? Because it's going to be harder to get in between. Both are technically sound, and maybe I could be totally off base, personal preference. But once I get here, I'm going to, I have my foot on this hip down here. I'm going to rotate my butt and windshield that foot over, and we get to the same position. Once I get here, so we go to our triangle finishing sequence. Let me leave this out here, because this will usually, in the overhook situation, end up with this arm out here. A lot of people focus on things that I don't think you should have to worry about, meaning like they're like doing this, trying to pull this arm across. Don't worry about that. All I'm going to do, I'm going to control the back of the head. I'm going to make this switch to what I call TV position. So I have one foot under the armpit, knee pinched tight, foot on the hip, the other shin across the back of the neck. I want to close this space as much as possible. I call this TV because it looks like you're just kind of chilling and watching TV, right? Okay. Well, John, if you look at all of jiu-jitsu from that perspective, it all. Yeah. So now I'm here in this TV position. Thank you, John. So, important thing to note: the most important piece of finishing a triangle is going to be controlling the posture. If I get here and I let go of his posture, he postures up. You just like bring your head to the side. I lose everything, right? So we go back. However, if I control the back of his head, he tries to stand up. It's going to be very hard. He's just going to tip his weight and put himself deep. So, go back. So, control the back of the head. I go to this TV position. If you try to posture up again, it's going to be very hard. So go back. From here, I'm going to press my leg into his neck a little so I can pivot my shoulder towards his legs. I'm aiming to get an underhook. From here, what I'm going to do, right, we talked about not having to move this arm with my arm. Watch what happens here. I'm going to let a little bit of space happen. So I'm catching my shin. I'm going to let a little bit of space open up so that my thigh can brush his elbow to the inside. From here, I catch my figure four, pinch my knees together, bring my feet down, and I get my triangle. So instead of all this fighting the arm business, right, arm drag, their arm, I'm just going to use my leg versus their arm. Traditionally speaking, legs are strong on their own.
That's the data.
That's the data. I'll say that again. We're in the overhook. Here, I start working for my choke. He brings his hand up to block. I'm either pinning and going around, or I'm shaving and going inside. From here, my knees pivot, So you see how like I kind of pivot my hips and now my knee is right against this collarbone, my shin's up here, I windshield wiper my foot around, and I recover this position. From here, foot on the hip, shin across the back of the neck, rotate, and then I can, I like to underhook the leg, but I don't really need to, or I'm aiming on, you see how my leg just shifted out enough to bump this arm across? And then from here, knees tight, feet down, and finish. John, can you grab me? Yeah, please. So I'm the guard. So I go into the overhook. Boom, so I'm here, right? So now I start looking for this choke, and he does not want it right. He blocks it. So my first option is I can control the wrist or pin the elbow, and I'm going to go out and around. Second option is I'm here and I'm going to pummel the inside so I can bring my knee up. Rotate my hips, windshield wiper, catch the position. From here, foot on the hip, chin across the back of the neck, right? Rotate to get the angle, and then again, if I stay right here, give me a little bit of resistance on your right arm, right? If I try to stay right here low, I'm not going to win that battle, but if I go kind of low to the elbow, yes, I just kind of bumps it out of the way. And then here, knees together, feet down. Thank you. That make sense, guys? All right, let's partner up, work it out. 1, 2, 3.